What is up, Babylonians? Dan was here, and today we're looking at Battlefield 2042 and the PBX-45. Let's have a look at what attachments and what stats this weapon has. So the PBX-45 submachine gun is the first SMG that you will get on Battlefield 2042, and it's got relatively decent stats for what it is, but obviously we can get better in all of the areas, so let's have a look at what we have. To start, we have got firepower 30, accuracy 40, range 42, and handling 60. Now let's take a look at some of the attachments and see what changes that these make for us. So as you can see here, adding the wrapped suppressor to the PBX-45 will give you the advantage of having your sound suppressed, and that will mean that no minimap spotting whilst you are firing. But it does come with the downside of the -5 firepower on the gun, taking you down to 25. Next up, we take a look at the extended barrel. Now this bad boy gives you an increase in your projectile velocity, which doesn't actually touch the firepower at all, but it increases your accuracy by 5, your range by 5, but as a downside it will actually decrease your handling by 5 also. Next up, we look at the underbarrel attachment, starting with the Cobra Grip. So as you can see here, this actually affects the accuracy by +5 and the range by +2. So for me, this would be a no-brainer to have this, as it increases your accuracy while static and has no visible downside to actually attaching this to your gun. And then next up is the flashlight, which actually doesn't do anything for the stats. All it would do is, so you can see that it said it has the visual impairment, which means that it'll actually help blind the enemies if you're up close and shining it in their eyes, but it doesn't actually affect the gunplay at all. So now onto the magazines. The default mag has 30 rounds +1 in the chamber, whereas if you switch to the PBX's secondary magazine, you actually lose some of your bullets, but you actually do get an increase in your damage as well. So let's have a look at these stats here. We can see an increase of 5 firepower, an increase of 5 accuracy, an increase of 5 range, but again a decrease here as the negative for this one of 5 for the handling as well. You will also have to take into account the decrease of your magazine size down to 20 with 1 in the chamber. Moving on to the sights, you have the basic iron sights, plus you then have the hollow sight as well, which gives you a clear sight picture, but no additional stats. And then you have the hybrid 1.5 to 3 times zoom, which gives you plus zoom level and allows you to toggle the optic, but it does come with its downsides to the stats as well. As you can see, the range does get a bit of a bonus using the hybrid zoom, but you do then lose 3 on the handling. So let's take a look now at how this gun fires. So you have 2 different fire modes on this, a single shot and a full auto. Single shot from up close does seem to be pretty damn accurate, and even at range doesn't seem to have that much of a bullet drop at the moment. Whether this will be changed outside of beta, we don't know. But if you go to full auto, again, seems pretty accurate close range. It's got a bit of a vertical sort of recoil on there. Nothing horizontal from what I can see, and seems fairly easy to control that vertical as well, especially including from range. So you can do short bursts, full auto, or single fire. Now if you see here, so this is me trying to control that from range, and it seems to be able to be controlled fairly well. So let's take a look now with the 2 magazines that we have for this gun. What is the reload like on this? So how fast can you go from empty mag to being able to fire again, or from switching from a mag with bullets in to firing again? So let's see what the times are on this. So as you can see, from empty to reloading, it's approximately 2.933 seconds. So call it 3 seconds before, once you go from empty mag, you can be back into the fight again. So if we take a look at the reload speed for the 20 round mag, then you can actually see that the reload speed is actually that little bit slower. So it's around that 3.5, giving it around about a 0.6 second extra time to reload with the smaller magazine. But this is offset by the additional damage that that magazine will do for you. As always, a massive thank you to anyone who supports us, anyone who subscribes to us, all of our paid members, anyone who donates to us on stream, and just anyone who watches us. Thanks again. Don't forget, if you haven't already, like the video if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe to see more of us, and hit that bell button to get the alerts as soon as possible once we upload. Thank you, and enjoy.